Okay, we are going to be rating our favorite, well, I guess all of the national parks
Yes,
we've been to.
ranking. We've been to how many?
We've been to 25 together.
25.
I've been to a few without Tate, but we're not including those in these. So I wrote down all 25 that we've been to, and we're just going to draw them in a random order, and then we're going to decide like where we think it
1 to
falls.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
With 1 being the best, obviously.
Joshua Tree.
Okay. I liked Joshua Tree.
I feel like that's probably around number 10 for me.
10? Oof. I'm probably going to go, like...
We're going to move these around.
Yeah, okay, I'll say 10. 10's good. 10's good.
There's not a lot to do there, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and they have the like... What are the Joshua trees?
They're
Joshua trees, and they're like raised up, and I don't know. I like the desert parks a lot.
We
So.
saw some tumbleweeds there.
We did see some tumbleweeds, and we got to climb around on some rocks. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. Sequoia. Sequoia's up there for me.
Yeah, Sequoia's got to be like probably 5 for me.
It's
probably
not
5.
a very big park, but it's like
You can jump into trees.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
And just not like any other park.
For sure. Definitely cool.
I'm thinking it's top 5.
I'm saying 5. It's 5 for me.
Like number 5?
Yeah, number 5.
Kings Canyon. So Kings Canyon's like attached to Sequoia.
Yeah.
Kind of, it feels like the same park, but it's not as cool.
Yeah, it's not.
Because there aren't sequoias. Somehow the sequoias just like stop.
Yeah.
On the line, and then it's Kings Canyon.
I
It's
think,
really pretty.
Yeah, I think Kings Canyon's
It's a
probably,
big canyon.
I don't know, I'll say like 11 for me. I think it's less cool than Joshua Tree. I'll say 11.
I'm putting it under Joshua Tree, but I don't even know where it falls.
Yeah, we'll see.
Very pretty. We were there for like an hour.
Yeah, not great though.
Death Valley.
Death Valley's really cool.
These are all California so far.
I'm gonna go 7 for Death Valley, right under Sequoia. I thought it was really cool.
117.
It was very hot.
When we
It was
were there.
very hot.
And we were on a hike, and my sister was like, "We need to turn around. We need to turn around." And the rest
And
of us
luckily we did.
Well, the rest of us were like, "No, let's keep going. Let's keep going." We got there at like 5 a.m. before the sun rose, and so we were like, "It's not that hot yet. We're fine."
And people die. When the sun rises, people die because they get caught on the trails.
She finally convinced us to just turn around, and by the time we got back to the car,
We were dying.
we were not okay.
We were literally, it was like, how far do you think we were? Like 20 or 30 minutes away from the car when she said to turn around.
Yeah.
It was getting hot. So like it was earlier in the morning, but it was getting hot. And we were maybe a 20 to 30 minute walk back to the car. And we were like, we're fine. We're just going to see how far this goes in. And we were on a trail. And she was like, no, we really need to turn around. So we turned around. And literally by the time we're walking back to the car, we had like...
We're like holding our shirts over our heads and blocking
So the
our
sun
faces as
wouldn't,
much as we
like-
could because it was so hot.
Yeah, it was, and by the time we got back to the car, Mary was like drenched with sweat. She was like feeling like she was going to pass out.
We were all sunburned.
We were all really sunburned and like trying to drink as much water as possible. But literally, if you go there, you got to be careful because it is like...
We just don't prepare. Like, we just start hiking, and you can't do that.
And we did not know that we were going to maybe die if we walked like 15 more minutes into the trail. So that was sketch. But it was fun.
Looks like you're in Star Wars, so...
It does look like you're in Star Wars, yeah.
We'll put it close to Sequoia.
Yeah, I think it's 7, frankly.
Revisit. Grand Tetons.
I really liked Grand Tetons.
Very pretty if you've never been
Small. It's a small park.
Yeah.
But the mountains are beautiful. And it's like...
The hikes are so pretty.
Yeah, the hikes are great.
Also, funny story here, though. We were on a loop trail, and so we get halfway in, and then my mom sprains her ankle and can barely walk.
Yeah.
And then people...
And we were in between bears.
Well, that's the thing. People hiking this way are like, you need to turn around. There are grizzly bears up there. There's a cub.
Yeah.
And do not walk past the cub.
Yeah.
So we turn around, and...
Well, I went up to see the cubs.
Yeah, Tate did go see them.
Yeah, I wanted to see how far they were on the trail, so I walked up and like stood on
terrified.
top of a rock, and I saw a cub, and was like, "That's like 40 feet away from us. We got to turn around because there was a mom with the cub."
We had our son with us too.
Yeah, it was freaky. And then your mom sprained her
so
ankle.
we walk a mile back the other way, and then people coming that way are like, "Hey, there are grizzlies up here. You got to turn around and go the other way."
So we were sandwiched in between
So we're
grizzlies.
like going back and forth, but my mom could barely walk, and we ended up we got with a group of like 20 other hikers, and we all did it. And
yeah, you want to be in a group if there's bears. So
we got to see the bears, but we were okay.
It was fun. That's fine.
Grand Tetons.
There were several bears.
I'm
There
gonna
were
put
grizzlies too.
somewhere in between.
Sequoia and Death Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
Well, once
I
we've
think
done them
I think
all,
you're right.
we'll
I think
pick
you're
a
right.
real
I
one.
think that's like 6, 7, 8 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, 6, 7. I don't know.
Okay. Yellowstone. Part of our Grand Tetons trip.
Yellowstone was really cool,
It smells awful.
and it was really, really big.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't see the whole park.
Yeah. My only complaint about Yellowstone is it's too big to actually see. So you need to like decide where you're gonna go before you go.
Yeah.
And like you're only gonna be able to see one side of the park unless you're driving like 6 hours to go see everything. So I don't know. I think I thought the I thought the geysers were cool, but
Very colorful.
Yeah.
But yeah, not if you're a big hiker, there's not a lot of like long hikes. It's mostly just seeing stuff that you would not see anywhere else.
yeah, and it smells bad a lot of the time.
Yeah, I was first trimester pregnant when we went. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
Lots of sulfur.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm gonna put it probably above Joshua Tree and Kings Canyon, but below the other three, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Which is kind of a hot take because a lot of people love Yellowstone.
Yosemite.
Okay, Yosemite's top 3 for sure.
I'm putting that top so far.
Yosemite is awesome. I love
It's
that part.
beautiful.
We got in the waterfalls and they're freezing cold and it's amazing.
The hikes are great. We did a 14-mile hike called Clouds Rest, I think.
Yeah, Clouds Rest was amazing.
You have to do it. We did it because to do the most popular hike, the Half Dome, you have to have like a permit and everything. And we didn't get one.
Yeah.
But I feel like this hike may have been better because there was nobody else there. Half Dome's like packed.
Yeah, but Clouds Rest was...
So,
that was
recommend that.
maybe my favorite hike I've ever done was Clouds Rest.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
There's nothing
It was
like
a
it.
good one.
You're like in the sky. It is awesome.
I love Yosemite.
Yeah.
Oh, Glacier.
We honeymooned at Glacier. So I love Glacier.
It was also my first national park other than like Smoky Mountains, Gateway Arch. Like,
Yeah.
it was my first like big national park.
It was probably my second big
Prior
national
to
park.
the
But I
honeymoon.
loved the water there is amazing.
I have to put this as number 1.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair because we went to like St. Mary's Falls and we jumped in and it was,
The water's bright blue.
it's bright blue water. Everything's so colorful. The mountains are just massive. It's really hard between Glacier and Yosemite.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I really love Glacier. And we honeymooned there. So I say it's number 1.
And we saw bears and
Yeah,
we
we saw
saw
bears, yeah.
lots of goats. And
Yeah, let's do it. That's number 1. It's
okay.
an amazing park.
Grand Canyon.
I like Grand Canyon. But I think it's less than like, I think it's less than Sequoia and Tetons. It might be above Death Valley, but we didn't spend a ton of time at Grand Canyon.
The thing with Grand Canyon is like you see it and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I'll say
But-
when we went, it was raining and the sunset, like it had just rained. And the
Yeah.
sunset at Grand Canyon was the most amazing sunset I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put that probably above Death Valley. below
It's just,
Tetons.
again, it's one of those parks where if you are not planning to hike to the bottom and like camp the whole way,
Mhm.
then there's not a lot you can do.
Yeah.
Because
But
it's
it
like
looks amazing.
the one trail that you're hiking down. And if you're not spending the night, you eventually have to turn around and come back. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put it there,
I think that's good.
below Tetons, above Death Valley.
Yeah, I think that's good. Give me a second.
All right. The next one is Shenandoah.
Shenandoah.
Virginia.
Okay.
Okay, it's just true that
Almost
parks
heaven.
in
West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah.
parks in the West are just better. Like, it's just true.
Yeah, I think that's
And
right.
this is in the East. Considering it's in the East, it's very pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
We did a really cool hike there.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's great.
Yeah, it's not the West.
It's
just
okay.
not.
It's not
Um,
great though.
I'm
mean,
gonna put it next to Kings Canyon for now.
next to, I think that's fair. It's last right now. It's last right now.
If you live close to Virginia, absolutely go.
Yeah, it's great.
Very cool, but it's just not really like a
Smoky Mountains.
big trip. Smoky Mountains, I feel the same way.
We live in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, we've gone to the Smoky Mountains a lot. We've gone to Gatlinburg a lot. We've gone to that just whole area in the east a lot.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new. It's not like when you go to the west and you're from the east, because we're from the east, it's like, wow, this is like an entirely new planet. So it's not new.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of the, it's probably an amazing park, just objectively compared to other parks, but I don't know, it's just too familiar.
If you're from the west, then you may be like, this place is beautiful.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
us,
you might.
we're like, it's Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee is beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's just...
And there are a lot of good hikes, a lot of good
Yeah.
camping, a lot of good cool cabins and experiences and stuff, but
I mean, clearly, because we've been there a lot.
Yeah.
We went to college very close to there.
yeah, but in terms of like, I don't know, there's no like shocking, wow, this is amazingly beautiful or anything like that. I'm going to put that below, I'm going to put it with, oh man, this is hard.
I'm going to put it above Shenandoah.
Yeah, above Shenandoah for
The
sure.
mountains are bigger.
I'm going to say above Joshua Tree,
I think so too.
but maybe, yeah.
We'll
I
leave
think
it there
that's
for
right.
now.
Yeah, I think that's below Yellowstone.
All right.
New River Gorge.
This is I think it's the newest national park in the
Yeah.
U.S.
And it was a good national park. It's just not a lot.
But the Bridge Walk.
The Bridge Walk is cool. Like if you're there, it's known for the Bridge Walk, I think, right?
Yeah.
And there's this like massive bridge that's taller than what, the Empire State Building?
Yeah, it's taller than like everything. I think
It's
it's
really
like
tall.
1,000 feet up.
It's really tall. And it was cool.
You put a harness on and you walk under the bridge.
Yeah, and it takes about an hour,
I'm
right?
terrified of heights.
An hour?
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour. And it was a lot of fun. It was just like, there wasn't a ton there. Like cool streams, cool canyony area, but I don't know. It's very familiar looking again.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun.
If you're driving through, definitely worth a visit. Or if you live close by.
Yeah.
But Google New River Gorge Bridge Walk.
I don't know. I
You
would,
gotta see the pictures.
yeah, it was great. It's kind of crazy. I would put it along with the bottom three,
Yeah.
like just a
I
tie
love
right
that.
now. Yeah.
Gateway Arch should not be a national park.
No.
It just shouldn't be.
No, there's better things to do in that city too.
It should be a national monument, like everything else like it.
Yeah.
I'm dropping cards now. I feel so strongly.
Yeah, I don't think it should even be considered a park. So, but it's fun to do once.
Yeah,
So
but it's not like an outdoor activity.
it's gonna be at the bottom for me. Sorry,
Yeah, we'll
but-
just put it down there.
it's okay.
Saguaro.
I like Saguaro. It's not.
It's a desert.
Yeah, I mean it's basically just the
It's a
desert.
little desert.
It's a little desert, but it's kind of cool. I think. I don't know. It's not like exciting.
I wouldn't go back.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go back. But it's cool. There's a lot of cactuses, a lot of just flat ground hikes. You see some cool little desert creatures. But
We did see a tarantula.
I think if you're gonna, yeah, that was disgusting. If you're gonna go there, go like during the sunset.
Yeah.
And that's the only time that's probably worthwhile to go
And
there.
the only time it's bearable because it's Arizona.
But I like the desert scenery. So I
mean,
like
yeah,
Saguaro.
yeah.
Um,
We lived in Phoenix for a short amount
Yeah.
of time. So we actually ended up going to Saguaro twice.
I would put Saguaro probably below,
I think I put it with Joshua Tree, I think.
above Kings Canyon.
No. Yeah. Below Kings Canyon.
Okay. We'll tell you the list afterward. Congaree
Congaree.
is
The worst national. Wow. The worst
is
one we've been to.
awful. There is not another national park where you go and you are as physically uncomfortable as you are just like being there.
It's a swamp.
It's a
with
swamp.
poisonous spiders.
There are spiders
over, and
literally this
alligators.
big with their arms out.
Banana spiders, right?
I don't know what they
I
are,
think they're banana spiders.
but they're freaky looking. They're like bright yellow.
all through the trails here, like
Yeah, all through, like you have to walk on these, like this, what,
boardwalk. I
like
guess.
boardwalk? Yeah, it's sort of like a boardwalk, and it like goes in a circle, and all over the boardwalk, spiders.
Yeah.
All over.
And they're apparently alligators in
Massive
the
spider
water.
webs, massive spiders, just literally hanging down to where, like, if you weren't paying attention, you could walk directly into the spiders.
It's hot, humid, smells bad.
Yeah, it's awful, and you feel like you're gonna be bit by like a poisonous something, and you're gonna die out there. It's
Yeah.
not. I hated
So,
that part.
not to sound negative, but like Just don't go there
Yeah.
unless you happen to be driving through and want to check another park off the list.
Yeah,
Just trying to save you some
I'm
time.
not ever going to go there again. That's
So-
for sure.
That is going to be below Gateway Arch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain is good.
Rocky Mountain. Yeah.
We did go when parts of the roads, some of the roads were still closed.
And you
for
can sing
snow.
songs.
You sang a lot of songs.
I did sing a lot of songs there. I like the Rocky Mountains.
I
Rocky
think
Mountain National
I'd
Park.
probably put it with Tetons.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd probably put it with Grand Canyon. But somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. It's up there.
Black Canyon up the Gunnison is another Kings Canyon situation, I feel like.
Yeah, you kind of just drive around and you go to like lookout spots, and I didn't love it.
Yeah, it's really pretty, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
pretty.
there's just not much to do, and it's so small that
Yeah.
you go to like the main lookout, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
And just because there's so little to do, I would put it pretty low on the list. Like above Saguaro, but probably along with Kings Canyon and Shenandoah.
Yeah.
Mesa Verde.
Mesa Verde was interesting. It was like in Colorado, but
Mhm.
it has, I don't even remember who it is, but one of some tribe,
Mm-hmm.
like their early settlements. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's cool. Like if you like early American history, like tribal history, and like I don't know, native history. I think that's pretty much the only reason I would go back there if I liked that stuff. Otherwise, it's I don't know, it's just kind of cool. It's like you're stepping back in time a little bit to see what's going on, but I didn't love it.
It's deserty. It's like there's one main hike where you hike to
Mhm.
a little town that they carved into the side of the mountain, basically.
Yeah, like a long time ago. So
Yeah. But you have
it's
to do
cool.
a tour. I don't think you can go
Yeah.
alone.
It's cool, and they explain some stuff about the history, but I don't know. It's not like beautiful nature national park kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
It's like a history thing.
yeah, I would put it above Saguaro though, probably
I was thinking around the same.
around the same as Saguaro. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair.
All right, Great Basin.
Oh gosh, Great Basin is something else.
It's in Nevada.
Yeah.
We went on a different trip because we were driving so close to it,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a time.
We did have a time. We almost got trapped on a mountain.
Because of him.
Because of me.
He's like, let's keep going.
We did how many hikes?
We
3,
thought
4?
it was the high point of Nevada.
We thought it was the high point in Nevada, and I've hiked several high points, generally in the east all over. And I was like, we're here. I would love to hike to the top of the mountain. It's doable. It's like a 12,500 foot peak.
12 miles, I think. Like 6 in, 6 back.
Yeah, and so we did several different hikes that day. And we were in shorts and t-shirts, just with normal tennis shoes. And we were hiking up.
We had already hiked 6 miles.
We had already hiked 6 miles. Yeah, and we'd seen like glaciers and stuff, and that was cool. But we tried to hike to the top of the mountain. And like we're falling like waist height into snow with shorts and t-shirts and tennis shoes on.
Literally falling though, like we would just be walking and you'd hit a hole or
And you'd
something
fall.
and just drop in.
Yeah. And we were like, I don't know. And we got up to this point where it stopped being any rocks at all, and it was like pure ice and snow all the way up.
We were above the birds, like you could look down to see birds flying.
Yeah, you could
The
see the
wind.
tops of the birds' wings, and they were like floating up where we were. And I was like, we can do it. And I was like punching the snow
like
to try
80 mile per hour. I was
Yeah, you felt like you were
I
gonna
was
blow
crawling, holding on as tight as I could. I was probably crying too. It's like we have to turn
off.
around.
You definitely felt like you were gonna blow off the mountain. It was scary. But I was like, we can do it. And I was like trying to punch into the ice to try to move on, but we didn't have any climbing gear. And
Yeah.
so by the time we were probably, I don't know, we were
so
probably
close to the
12,000
top.
feet up, but we were so close to the top. Like you could see the top, but we just had to turn around. And then afterward, I got the worst sunburn I've ever gotten in my life. The sun wasn't even out, but apparently it was reflecting off the snow, and my face was like
It was really bad.
It was so bad. It was peeling everywhere. It was super red. It felt horrible. So I loved that park. I really did.
But fun fact.
Experience was
It was
crazy.
not the high point.
Yeah. After we came down, we looked it up.
The only reason we were going.
And it was not the high point. It was not. So.
But another
I liked
example
it,
of us not preparing for hikes.
Yeah, for some reason we don't prepare. It's not great. But I'm going to put this up pretty high. I'm going to put this like with Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I liked it.
6 left. Okay. Great sand dunes.
Okay, great sand dunes. I like the sand dunes. We got the sand dune boards and we you know.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I mean if you go, really the only reason you go is so that you can like do the sledding and the snowboard or the sandboarding there. So it's fun. It takes a lot of effort to walk through the sand dunes. So like you can't do a ton of stuff. So unless you're gonna like bring a buggy or something else, you can't stay really a whole day there. So I don't know.
But wear sunglasses.
Yeah, wear sunglasses for sure. Sand hitting your eyes is not fun.
Maybe with Joshua Tree?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Capitol Reef.
You're gonna have to remind me.
We walked through the wash. Capitol Reef is also very deserty.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Arches, but not like the only arches they have are a lot smaller. It's mostly like walking through like washes. Which are
like
you're walking in like this much water.
Yeah, like there's little canyons basically.
Yeah. It's like the Narrows at Zion, but way smaller scale.
Yeah. I liked it. I think it's not. I don't know. It's just desert.
Probably another around Joshua Tree. Great
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zion. Zion was my first big national park. Was it my first national park?
I mean, other than Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, it was my first big national park, and I love Zion.
It's beautiful.
I love Zion, and right before that we had gone to a state park, Valley of Fire, and Valley of Fire State Park is amazing.
Yeah.
And super red. So honorable mention, but it's not a national park yet. But Zion, I love Zion. That's top 3 for sure.
Yeah, I'd say Glacier, Yosemite, Zion.
I love Zion. I don't know. But the thing about Zion is there's like 8 stops at Zion. So it's not like a ton. It's not like nearly as much as Yosemite or Glacier in terms of what you can actually hike. But it's just something otherworldly. Like it's
so colorful.
Yeah, it's so colorful. I don't know. It's 2 or 3 for me.
Yeah.
It's 2 or 3.
3 left. Bryce Canyon. Very weird looking.
Very weird. Very cool. Yeah. Very otherworldly though. Very Mars or something.
But it's not a lot to do. So it's like if you're going to Zion, you'd also go to Bryce because they're so close.
But I got sunscreen in my eyes here. And I could not see for like the whole day. Like literally, we were on the trail and sunscreen started dripping because I was sweating because it was hot into my eyes. And all of a sudden I felt like I had acid in my eyes for freaking like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And I literally could hardly see what was going on. So I did not have the best experience there, but it was beautiful. And we went back out at night and we took pictures of the stars and stuff.
I got a good picture of the stars.
And so that was cool. But I literally had acid in my eyes the whole time. So I cannot remember a great deal about the park.
Do you think it's like Grand Canyon, Great Basin level?
I think it's probably with Death Valley for me. I had acid in my eyes the whole time.
Wow.
So.
Okay, Petrified Forest is literally in the middle of nowhere.
It's okay.
The reason we went is because we were moving from Tennessee to Phoenix, and you pretty much drive straight through it.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
drive right under it, so we went up instead.
So I thought it was cool. Very old petrified wood. Another kind of historical thing like Mesa Verde. Like I wouldn't say that it's like there was an old cabin or something that was petrified or so. I don't know. It was okay.
Vast in the sense of like you can see
hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. You can actually see hundreds of miles.
It's crazy.
So that is remarkable.
No
like,
trees, just
they have little areas where you can do like lookouts, and they have different, I don't know, geographical like pointers. Like this mountain is this many miles away, this mountain is this many miles away, and you can see them, and it's like 100 miles, like 92 miles. Like it's very, very cool in that regard. But other than that,
I would put it with Saguaro and Mesa Verde probably.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's not amazing, but it is, if you're there, it's cool.
And the last one, Hot Springs, Arkansas. I don't know why it's a national park.
No, and it's weird.
It's a city.
And it's weird.
It is a weird city in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it is a national
I mean,
park.
what else? There's not much more to see in Arkansas, though.
I guess.
I don't know.
But
I did not like
it's
Hot
like
Springs very
shopping,
much.
and I guess going to Hot Springs, but
And another
sitting
historical
in a
thing.
bathtub that a bunch of people sit in.
Another historical thing where you like go and you see what the gangsters did, and I don't know. It's interesting.
It's eclectic.
It's definitely eclectic. It is. I don't know. I wouldn't put it super high. I probably will never go back. But
Gateway Arch level.
yeah, no, I would say.
If you're driving through,
Well, it's cooler than Gateway Arch, though. Above Gateway Arch. Above Gateway
but
Arch.
under New River Gorge.
Yeah.
Okay. We have. Do you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
Sure, you can say it. That's fine.
Going from number 1 to number 25, we have Glacier.
Shouldn't we go from 25 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to
Okay.
count down.
The worst national park.
Now
We
you know
have
number
been
1.
to.
Congaree.
Congaree.
Congaree is horrible.
Don't
No.
go there. Gateway Arch
Which,
is cool. It's just
not a
shouldn't be
national park.
park.
Yeah. Hot Springs.
New River Gorge.
Mm-hmm. I think Mesa Verde is number what? So 25, 24, 23, 22. 21 is Mesa Verde. 20,
Petrified
Forest. 19, Saguaro.
Mm-hmm.
18,
Black Canyon of the Gunnison.
17,
Shenandoah.
16.
Kings Canyon. This is where it gets tough.
15.
Yeah.
15, Capitol Reef.
And then 14, Great Sand Dunes.
Yeah. And then 13, Joshua Tree. And then 12, Smoky Mountains. I think
11 is
Yellowstone.
I can't believe Yellowstone's 11.
Yeah, it's just too much driving. It's cool, very cool. Maybe better than, I don't know. It's very bright. Maybe better than Bryce Canyon.
Yeah, we gotta switch those.
Okay, so
We gotta
11,
do Bryce Canyon 11, Yellowstone 10,
Death Valley 9.
Death Valley 9,
Yeah.
Great Basin 8, Grand Canyon number 7,
Yeah, I think. Rocky Mountain.
number 6. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, Grand Tetons number 5. Sequoia number
Those are good
4.
ones.
Zion number 3 or 2 maybe, I thought. But
Number 3.
3. Yosemite number
Number
2.
2.
And Glacier National Park
Will always be my favorite.
number 1.